Hi. Where do you want me to go?
We're here in the Alberta Legislature in the Premier's office to chat with Premier Danielle Smith about the year that's just been and what we might see coming up. Thanks so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
There are potentially some big changes coming south of the border with President-elect Donald Trump coming into the White House. And while he was threatening to put tariffs on Canada, your response might have surprised some Canadians, I think, with saying, yeah, actually, I agree with him. I agree with some of the concerns that he has about the Canadian-US border, drugs, it being a porous location for that. I want you to peel back the curtain a little bit and tell me why you think that response was a good strategy for Alberta.
The issue we face in Western Canada is clearly the drug overdose problem, and it's gotten even more acute post-COVID. We've seen it in British Columbia and Alberta, which seems to have a bit of an integrated drug market, and whether the product is coming in from British Columbia and then finding its way down into the United States through Alberta, or precursors are coming into Alberta and then finding their way back into the United States. We have identified this problem years ago. And so Mike Ellis, my public safety minister, had already begun the process of training up a team of sheriffs that could be deployed for border patrol and dedicated to addressing the fentanyl issue. And so it just seemed like, yep, this is a problem that's a problem for us. It's a problem for the Americans. Let's solve it.
And you frequently have expressed your frustration by what you see from the federal government and the perception of them imposing on Alberta's jurisdiction. Yeah. Some people looked at the messaging from Trump and said, well, are we going to let him as president boss other leaders of other jurisdictions around, right? So what are you doing to protect Alberta's interests from foreign governments?
I'm glad that the federal government is now beginning to see that there are consequences to the policies that they've taken. And now they have to align with the things that we want to do in order to be able to address them and to preserve our trade relationship, which is the most important trade relationship probably on the planet. What I think we can do in Alberta is talk to the Americans about how we jointly benefit from our cross-border trade. Alberta in particular, we provide about 4.3 million barrels a day into the US market, which has a huge impact on their ability to provide affordable energy for their citizens. I think that we